Hanna Porseland, 2019 CFA Regionals champion. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
How are you feeling after the weekend?
Yeah, good. It was an awesome weekend. Really fun and challenging workouts. It's really good programming, and it was good to see the whole community and meet some people from different gyms, and I had a good time. Yeah,
it was the first event that I've done that had all three gyms involved. I think I went to one Christmas party just briefly one year, but I didn't go last year for the Christmas parties. I hadn't really seen a lot of those people.
No, I know. It's mad. I haven't even been to Monaville, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was the first time. So I was like, wow, this is a cool place.
We got the biggest gym.
You do. Brookie's good though there.
Yeah. Were you sore?
Yeah, I was.
Where?
Quads were hurting. Calves. I think a little bit of that sand running and the VMO. I talked to Christians probably from the squat snatches that got you in the first one.
Yeah. And then short recovery and then the heavy clean.
Yeah. No, it was just like bursts, like constantly short. Didn't have a plan, like don't have a game plan, just go for it.
Yeah.
And wall style workout. So that was which I'm opposite. I prefer longer pace game, thinking about it. Yeah. I like to build myself up into it, but it's just like, no, just how do you pace that row?
It's you're like a diesel engine. You just need to go like slow and steady.
Exactly.
We knew that wasn't really happening.
Awesome.
All right. For those who don't know, you are Swedish, correct?
Yes, correct.
Yes. So let's not stay too long like with your background, but I definitely have one question about Sweden. What is some of the major differences between living in Sweden and living in Australia?
Well, number one, the weather, obviously. And that's probably the reason why I came out here as well. The darkness compared to the like warmer and the heat and the beach and it's like living in a holiday here. You know, you see palm trees every day and you're just like, oh, this is amazing. It's good. But I don't know. Otherwise, like Australians and the Australian probably don't like me, but Swedes might be a little bit more progressive in the country wise, like
politicians.
Probably like regarding like infrastructure and all the healthcare and all of that. But
environment.
Yeah.
Social.
Yeah.
Equal.
You would know. You're Norwegian, so
same with us.
We're biased.
Yeah. Any so that's a few major things, and weather I think is obvious for most people. Are there any smaller things, with how people behave or interact or anything like that?
For sure. I mean, they're much more relaxed and easygoing, and
in Australia.
Yes, in Australia, Swedes are a bit. Can come across like a little bit arrogant probably and like quiet and stuck up in a way. Like they don't think they're better than anyone else, like as a Swede, but they think they're better than anyone else in the world, the country. Sweden is a great country. But it's probably the more relaxed working hours and just not so structured. I remember my first job at a physio clinic and the guy who owned it
in Australia,
and he was chatting over me, with his colleague and like having a coffee and sipping. I was like, this is so unprofessional. but that was just, it's like, we close at 1, we're just going to go for a surf. I was like, okay.
I can move here.
Yeah, exactly. This is awesome.
Yeah, there's pros and cons to it.
Absolutely.
It's so funny. Yeah. I do find one thing interesting, and it's both countries have a little bit of that tall poppy syndrome. So you don't think that you're better than anyone else. Absolutely. But so we both have that, but we're very different in how we're, Australians are very outgoing. I think Swedes and Norwegians are a bit standoffish, or it seems they appear to be.
Yeah.
So it's like that balance with those two things. I find interesting when I go back. Yeah.
It is. Yeah. I haven't been back in a while now. 2 years. So
it's a while.
Yeah.
Did you do any sports back in Sweden?
Yeah, I grew up playing soccer. That was kind of my main sports, but grew up figure skating from a young age, born and raised in an ice hockey family. So
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my brother's still a professional and my dad was coaching a lot and stuff. So I was always every summer in the ice rinks and stuff, but it's too cold and too much training, to be honest, like when you were 6 years old. Like,
is that a bit like gymnastics? You just train crazy hours?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay. And did you get to any high, like local level or?
Not in figure skating and things. I stopped because I wanted to play with my Barbie dolls instead. And so I just went in and started doing soccer and playing there. And in that level, I got up to like our national, like state level.
Okay.
I represented them. But that was about it. And then I got an injury when I was 16, or knee injury. So I kind of stopped there.
Knee,
ACL injury. So.
Oh, wow. At 16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
no soccer, no skating for a while then?
No. So it kind of shifted, you know, in that age as well. And you just, what am I going to do now? And you're curious about other things and get interested in culture and hanging out with people. And
So did you stop sports completely and did you just kind of hang out with your friends or did you keep doing sports?
No, I kind of stopped, but my mom has always been big into like body pump and gym training since I was like little. So I started going to the gym and I remember this must be when I was 20 or something, like I found kettlebells. And I was like, this is awesome. Like that kind of, I did a kettlebell class and it was that just exertion that you kind of, we all recognize with CrossFit, right? And like you're feeling like, I just like to push and you feel like you gave it your all. Yeah. So I did some gym training, did some classes and stuff, but nothing serious in sporting.
Okay. But, so any CrossFit experience in Sweden?
No.
So your very first time doing CrossFit was here in Australia?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Oh, it was awesome. I was doing a lot of like everybody else probably like going, when I came here, traveled and got a little bit chubbier and partied a bit, ate too many solos and maxi bonds probably. And then started going to the gym, did like a challenge, 8-week challenge, you know, and started getting into more of a like weights training, just functional weights.
Was this a regular gym?
This was a regular Titan Fitness in Coogee. I lived in eastern suburbs then.
Okay.
Yeah. So, which was awesome. It actually like taught me a lot about my body but then you kind of plateaued and I was just a bit bored with it to train. People was like, oh, you should do a competition, like a bodybuilding or fitness thing.
Whoa.
And I was like, oh, I'd rather do a push-up competition actually, like or something like that. I wasn't that keen on going on stage. So my friend, she was doing CrossFit in Coogee and she brought me in and it was cleans and handstand push-ups the first time and
wow.
I just fell in love.
Did you do handstand push-ups straight away?
Yeah. I managed to get them. She was so angry with me. She's like, I've done this for so long and I can't get them. And then here you come with your T-Rex arms. Yeah. We're like, yay. So it was kind of like, okay, I think this is awesome. But I was a bit intimidated by it. I thought it was like, oh no, I couldn't squat at the time because my knee was playing up.
Yeah.
So I was a bit hesitant but it actually taught me how to move. You know, it's kind of, you can't avoid squatting. You kind of more have to deal with why is my knee hurting? Like I'm 23 years old. Like my knee should not be hurting, you know? So that was a good lesson and you're starting to learn about the body and I'm starting to just enjoy it and training with people and then I did my level 1 and
oh wow, you got straight into it.
Yeah, I got straight into it.
Did you do your level 1 because you wanted to be a trainer?
Yeah, as well, because I was just doing my PT as well.
Yeah.
So I did my set 3 and set 4, and then the coach there in Coogee, he's like, "Oh, we could need another trainer," and then I did that and started coaching and like
classic story.
Yeah, embraced it. You know, I was like, "This is all I want to do." I was like, "I want to go to regionals and games." And yeah.
So. At the time, were you here on a working visa?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was there on the working visa. And then it was probably 2 years in. I just started studying massage. So I started doing my Cert 4 and diploma in remedial massage. So that was about the same time that I was starting to coach CrossFit.
So you went over on a student visa then?
No, I was just in my working and then I applied for a school here. So I did my first year, but I didn't want to leave for the the rule kind of
Yeah.
pick berries. So because I was like, this training is great and I'm feeling good, you know, like I lost those 5 kilos that I always wanted to lose. And then you realize it's not about those 5 kilos, but and then just started to just enjoy finding a life. So I didn't want to leave, and I started studying massage, and which I've been interested in since I was 16. So, but just never got around it.
Yeah. Wow. So you, with your massage, you did all your studies here, and then now you obviously work as a massage therapist here as well.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. You've definitely set yourself up.
Yeah. Well, I've kind of found my passion. That was kind of just fell into it, and it was just one of those things that like I love the anatomy, studying like personal training side, and I was really curious about that and muscles, and then the touch and things I've always kind of had. I've always been needing my aunts like, she's like, can you massage my shoulders on the Christmas and things, you know. You always end up going around and just you got strong fingers, Hannah. I was like, thank you. Thank you. So so and then I was lucky to get sponsored by one of my teachers actually.
Yeah.
And
so you got sponsored through work to get more permanent visa.
Permanent visa.
Yeah.
So I've been on that permanent visa for 3 years.
Yeah. And you've been here for how long?
7, just about 7.
Yeah.
I arrived on Australia Day. It's a great day to arrive.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So 4 years, 7 years and 4 months.
Yeah. And let's go back to your knee. So you said you had some knee issues. Did you? So let's start with kind of the beginning of your CrossFit journey. And for everyone here knows, there's so much squatting in CrossFit. Did you find that your knee got better, or was it too strenuous in the beginning, or how did that go with your knee?
No, it actually I've helped a lot. Like just it wasn't strenuous at all. Like I'm trying to remember, but what I remember is that I finally understood and started releasing and doing more like mobility, and which I've probably never even heard of, you know.
Yeah.
And starting to fall in love with Kelly Starrett stuff, you know, and balls and bands and all of that. And just understanding why, like, and it's just working into those and being patient about it, and it disappeared. Like my glutes got stronger. I was obviously very quad dominant, so I had a lot of force on my knees, and just correcting form and getting more core and just getting in and moving, like, because obviously I've never really squatted.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, had you ever done any back squats or front squats before?
Yeah, I did a little bit before, but I mean in the gym I wouldn't say that you went below parallel. Yeah, when I think about it, you know, I have a video that I found, like I did 100 kilos.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but
back squat.
Yeah, back squat, but I looked at it and I was like, well, that's that's about 90, right? So I was squatting a little bit just before I started CrossFit, but I did some sprinting stuff which kind of aggravated my knee, and but then I kind of rebuilt it with CrossFit and the mobility through my hips, and I've been fortunate. I've always had good mobility through the hips though, but at the same time it's more that stability, right, that most of us lacking.
Well, some like both. And
I
mean, everyone's different, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
when did you think that, all right, I want to compete in this thing? What was your first comp?
What was my first comp? Could that been? I think that actually was an in-house competition that we did against CrossFit North Head.
So at Coogee?
Yeah, at Coogee.
Oh,
so Coogee, so the owner of Coogee and the owner of North Head, both Andrews, they knew each other. So we went up there and competed with them. And
did you do, was it RX to scaled? And what did you do?
No, that was straight. No, that was the first time I met Mills, and I did RX, and that was the option. And we realized that we were better at like conditioning and running, because we were just running the hills in Coogee and doing a lot of outdoor stuff, but not a lot of lifting. So that's when, from that, my journey started to be more involved with lifting. So that's when I started going up to North Head.
Okay, so because you didn't win, because you lost out a bit on the lifting part?
Yeah, I did not win that one, no.
Is that a bit different now? Because now you seem pretty good at lifting.
Yeah, well, I just didn't have the opportunity. We didn't really have the space in Coogee. It was literally like box.
Yeah.
It was a garage. So it was a bit on. And yeah, no, I fell in love with that snatching.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
It's great.
Did it kind of come natural to you? Because I've only seen you, you did that comp that we had, and that was the first time I'd seen you lift, and you looked pretty natural at it. But I don't know your journey, right? Like, how was it for you in the beginning? Did it come to you pretty quickly, or was it tough?
I feel like the lifting came relatively quick. I've just struggled.
Everyone's going to be like, oh, so annoying.
Due to my mobility, I would say, probably due to my like good ankle and hips flexibility regarding that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm struggling more with the gymnastic, right? That's probably been my struggle journey. And then you have these little gymnasts that can sprint faster on the hands than on the feet, you know? So the lifting came up and I started to learn. But at the same time, when I came to athletic 2 years ago, I was still jumping forward in my lifts a lot.
That's right, yeah.
All the time, right? I maybe would be able to, I think my PR was like maybe a 75 kilo snatch. So, but it wasn't like I couldn't repeatedly like just transfer, like just move a medium to heavy barbell, like just didn't look exactly the same.
So you'd miss a lot of reps is what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you jump forward, it depends a little bit how you hit your hips. And a little bit of that swing, right? Yeah. The hips to the... More inconsistent.
Very inconsistent. So it was more like, felt like luck. But no, that was... so that's where my lifting journey kind of happening.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. And then did you compete at regionals back like early before you started athletic? I can't remember if you were in a team with North Head.
Yeah, I was in the team 1 year, 2015 with North Head.
When Andrew was in the team?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And with Mills. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, cool. So that was your first regional experience?
That was my first regionals, yeah.
Were you nervous?
I was so nervous. And the first event, oh God, it was chest to bar pull-ups and I couldn't butterfly.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a heavy deadlift. So it's like a combo that's really haunting me. And I had 1 rep left before like 10 seconds.
Wait, was that in pairs? Or
there was a partner deadlift.
With a male?
Yeah, with a male. Okay. So it was 21.59. Right. And then with chest to bar pull-ups.
It was a heavy deadlift.
And synchronized chest to bar pull-ups.
Yeah. Did you feel like you were the slowest athlete out of your pair? Because that's tough, right? When you do team, people forget about that. It's like,
definitely. Like, I mean, it's about that. Chest to bar pull-ups were probably were very much of a weakness back then.
And because the male could do butterfly, but then obviously no point if you're keeping.
Exactly.
Yeah. Could he keep? But
he was keeping, I think. And the funny thing was the bar was so high as well. So I remember he just had to lift me up and I was hanging there. And, you had to restart and just trying to get synced. Yeah. And because it was the first event as well, like my traps was probably all the way up to my ears. And I was like, oh, so tense. So
funny how nervous people get for that. I mean, funny in a way that I've been there as well. I've been nervous, but... those nerves, right? They can go one way or the other. They can help you or they can really fight against you.
Absolutely. Yeah. You've been at the games, haven't you?
Yeah, once.
Yeah.
Before CrossFit almost started. That's a long time ago.
Still counts.
Yeah, it still counts. Yeah, still counts. I keep telling everyone I was the first Norwegian at the games.
Were you? Yeah. That's awesome.
No one can take that one away.
No, you can't. You should be proud of that.
And now there's some really good ones. So, so that sounds like that was a tough experience, that first workout. What was your best experience from that year? What was the funnest part?
I was just happy to be out there and just feel it. It was fun doing the snatch. It was a snatch event as well. It was like snatch. You had 3 lifts, I think, in a certain period of time. Yeah.
What'd you hit?
Back then, I think I hit 60. I think I hit one. Oh, I shouldn't be lying here, but something around 60.
Yeah, 135, 145.
Yeah, not 145. It was probably 130 or 135. Yeah.
Pretty good back then.
Yeah, I was, it was interesting how you're mentally, I was like, oh, I'm going to go out and I'm going to miss the lift. Like in my head, I already felt like, pre-planned it, course. I missed my first lift. And then...
It's called target fixation.
Is it? Yeah. Is it a word
If
for
you
it?
think about it too much, it's going to happen.
Yeah. No, it was just...
Do you have blue plates on? Do you remember? It's important.
I can't remember actually. I'd probably scared of those blue plates actually. I probably like sacked up the yellow and green. Yeah. The blue plates are scary.
Some girls are like, I can't do that. Same weight, but I just got to have a different configuration. Yeah.
No, totally. And that's why coming to like athletic, having pounds, made every lift go up because you had no idea what's on the barbell. Yeah.
So you had 1 year in teams. And what happened the following year? Did you compete again back to back?
No. So the following year, 2016, I was really keen to go individual.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that was my first year finish. I finished 40th or 39th in the end. Yeah.
In the open.
In the open, yeah. So it was pretty close. And they took all the way up to 37, I think, or 38 that year. But which workout? It must have been some workout that put me back, I remember, because I had a good comeback on the last event. It was a thruster and burpee that year, like the 27, 21, 18, 15, 9. Yeah.
That's a good one for you.
Yeah, I came second in Australia.
Oh, wow.
After Caraweb. Yeah, it was a good one.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's so good.
I needed just a few points and it was just, it was, I went hard. I really wanted it, but it was
not meant to be if you came second and didn't make it.
No.
Yeah. How did you feel about that?
I was a bit disappointed, but at the same time, I went in that year in the open knowing that I trained really hard. So I wasn't really nervous. I was just excited in a way. I felt really comfortable and confident in the preparation. So I was just really stoked. I was really happy taking myself down from 80th to 40th. Yeah. Basically 50% improvement, I thought.
Yeah,
so
that's good. Especially at the top of the leaderboard, it's hard to,
Yeah. So
jumps.
I was just really happy that I managed to improve. It was the bar muscle up workout that pushed me back. It was a snatch bar muscle.
The short one. Yeah, that was a really short one, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I remember the one.
It's just one of those though with a lot of gymnastic girls that maybe further down on the leaderboard comes in and sneak in and just like push you down.
Yeah, it gives you a few extra points.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
So you missed out 1 year in Indy and they didn't have a team that year?
No. Didn't have a team that year.
And then the following year?
The following year.
Did that pump you up, by the way, to train harder, or were you like, oh, this is too much?
Yeah, it got a little bit too much. I was excited in the beginning, and then mid-year around, I started to feel like I was starting to deteriorate a little bit, and I pretty much burned out. So I missed 2017's Open because I was...
Yeah. Did you just sit it out? Like you didn't even register?
No, I didn't even register. I was really burned out. So that's when I left North Head as well. So I just needed a break from CrossFit. Yeah. So, and just recover because it's
common story as well. Yeah.
I mean, it is. And you realize when you're looking back that you like going up super early, training in the morning, and then you're training in the afternoon, and then you work throughout the day, right? And then you just realize that after just 4 years of like 6 hours of sleep and you're not really recovering, like you're learning constantly about your nutrition and you're constantly learning about these like to improve your performance, it takes time, and then you just learn and
you change as well, right? Because if that's 6 years, you're saying a 6 year journey, you're younger at the beginning, but your body changes a lot in those 6 years, and you need more sleep, you need less volume.
Absolutely. And I've never thought about that actually. I just thought that I was like, I heard at 31 women peak in strength or something, so I'm like, yes.
They might, but they might need a lot of sleep as well.
Exactly. Yeah, the recovery will be increased as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You gotta. We've developed so much, and I mean with we as in a community, like it's so much better than when I started. But Athletic especially as well has really like progressed through how they're programmed. And I mean, when I started there, I thought it was pretty good. But then, I mean, if they programmed one of their workouts, they would have had in our normal class in 2013, 14. Now I would have been like, well, that looks crazy. Yeah. I don't want to do that. And we do that every day, really, not thinking about it. But like, to that point, I was younger back then, so I could kind of back it up again and again. But eventually,
it I feel like it was a little bit more like that in the beginning, right? Early days. How many watts can you handle, right? I guess like I kind of missed that part. Like I came in at 2014 was my first open. So
that's better.
like it already progressed. And imagine like now, 2019, like it's structured programming. It's like
tapering off.
More structural work, like more slower, like more focus on stability and movement to prep and help people to actually move better. You know,
absolutely. Because we did a comp on the weekend, although a light, not so crazy programmed comp. But how have you trained this week? Like, what have you done anything to adjust your training, or like did you just kind of go back and cruise, or what did you think? How did you look at your training after that weekend?
After the weekend?
After the regionals weekend.
Oh, the weekend we just had? I took Monday off. Yeah. Yeah. And then I did some light stuff on Tuesday.
Yeah, I think I saw in the class. You just did the Mekong class.
I just did Mekong. Yeah.
And did you feel like you had to go and like push in that class, or were you just like, I'm just going to sweat, or?
Yeah, pretty much. Like I just tried to go in and I wanted to move a little bit, because even I feel like I've learned that even if it's on the week and it wasn't any super heavy like barbell cycling or anything like that, it's still that burst of adrenaline, and then intensity is just like the 7 workouts. You go out and it's all out there, like that rowing event, like god,
it doesn't get more intense than that, really.
So I know that even if the body feels fine, the nervous system is a bit beaten, so you're better off like easing into things and then keep going, otherwise you will pay for it a week later and you suddenly feel like, oh, why don't I have any energy? And you don't really relate it to the 2 weekends ago, right? And so I guess that's kind of the more I learn about the body, the more I learn to listen to it and not just listen to the program, or like just read a program and follow, like adjust it accordingly to how my body feels that day. Like just to go in training, even if you're tired or whatever, but just go up and show up, and then you create your objective or your goals for the session there. And I always feel better. Yeah,
absolutely. Like, I do the same, because I go in, and after a weekend like that, I'm like, I'm moving at 50% because it's such a high adrenaline pump on the weekend and then a dump on Sunday. And even though I wasn't sore, you're tired, right? I felt pretty tired. And that's like that exact theme is such a common thing to see through the open, because you go week 1 in the open, everyone's super excited, so they just get pumped, and then they hit the workout, and then a big majority of people get disappointed with the result. And then they redo it later in the week. So then they've had these 2 massive peaks of adrenaline, and then if they get disappointed on the second result as well, then they're just like depressed, and then they need to train through that week, and then there's another week coming around. If you do that for 5 weeks, it's not much left in the end. And that's why a lot of people get sick.
Exactly. It's taxing, so taxing. And like just thinking about it, and you're nervous and creating all of this. And I mean, when was your last competition?
Well, that was
the Open, right?
The Open,
Yeah, but your other big one?
Years ago. Well, actually, I should mention, me and Nick McGrath did a small competition on the Central Coast, and we won.
Oh.
But then we realized
about this.
Oh, it was so funny, because we ended up just doing comp because Nick wanted a bit of a goal for his training, and I was like, I'll partner up with you. And we were going there, and I was like, I just want to come top 10. Like, let's not be at the bottom of the rack. Let's just do a half decent result. And then we had a mad week and we ended up winning. And then afterwards, after they had the presentation and stuff, we talked to the guys who came second, because like it's a friendly environment. You get to know them a bit better. And they were like, oh yeah, how long have you guys done CrossFit? And I'm like, well, very long. And then I asked them, how long have you guys done CrossFit? 6 months. So the level wasn't that high, but still, winning is winning, right?
Exactly. Yeah, it is.
So back to your competing. When was the first year you made individual regionals or sectionals? Was that this year?
Yes. It was this year in the Gold Coast. Well, yeah.
So that was your first year you made it. And was that the goal from the get-go in the Open? Oh, sorry, it wasn't even an Open.
It wasn't even Open, no, yeah.
That's right.
It was a qualifier, and we kind of came off, we were competing as a team in Torian.
Yeah.
And then we just came off the back there and just went straight in and did this qualifier. And yeah, no, I was super happy, stoked to get up there. I mean, it was in my head, I was like, oh, well, a lot of the big girls are going team and stuff like that. But it gave me an opportunity to actually go and be on that floor, which was awesome. Unfortunately, it didn't
finish up
the way that I wanted. But the lead up to it was really fun, especially training with Hanna.
Yeah, because she went individual as well.
Yeah, her last competition, individual.
Oh, wow.
Competition.
Yeah.
She announced. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was really good training with her and the rest of the crew that showed up and supported us through it was a swimming event, and people who know me and I'm not really great in the water, but
are you comfortable in the water?
Like getting there.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. We should say. I had a few. Yeah, like I've been doing it a lot. So getting in and
How's
out.
Hanna in the water?
Yeah, she's
good. Great, eh?
Yeah, she's good.
So did you two go and swim a bit at the beach beforehand?
Yeah, we had
in the lead up?
we had Sunday event or like training sessions where some of the other guys Dorsey came in and he used to hold my hand basically, getting into the surf.
Why are you nervous about it? Where does the nervousness come from?
That was basically like just swimming. It's fine, but it's just entering the water with the big waves, getting under, duck diving, and doing all of that. I just
so it's the swell and the commotion of the
the big waves. Yeah, feeling like you're kind of drowning a bit. But no, I'm kind of
because in Sweden it's all lakes.
Yes, there's no waves.
Flat.
Jump in from the cliffs, and that's it. And walk up a little stair, like it's so it's just the respect for the ocean as well. Obviously, not being used to being in that. I mean, I've never really been in the surf. Like when I first came to Australia, I thought I was going to become a surfer chick. So I did like a 20-day surf school, like traveling up the coast.
20 days?
Yeah,
okay,
I was serious, but no one else was serious. Everybody wanted to drink, I'd actually, just.
So it wasn't 20 days of surfing, really?
Yeah, well, it kind of were. 14 maybe. But we went down south and we surfed a lot.
Okay. But mainly partying and
but there
social.
was like I was the only one who did kind of 20 days and following it up through the coast, right? The rest of the people just did 3 days down there, 5 days or 10 days, and I just continued.
That's a big signing up for that. That's a big commitment there from your part.
Yeah, well, I was back home in Sweden. I did like some stability exercises. I did a lot of balance work. Like I had a pre-surf like I can get pretty.
But nothing in the water.
No, nothing. Yeah, exactly. Just balance so I can stay on the board. I didn't even think about the ocean.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I get a little bit crazy sometimes. But
yeah. Do you remember your first wave? Like kind of wave that you caught on that trip, or?
Yeah, it was good. It was down south, 7 Mile Beach. It was
green wave or white water?
It must have been a white water, but a little bit of a wave. Yeah, nice. A little bit bigger than just the whitewash.
Crazy feeling, hey?
Yeah.
First one.
Awesome. Yeah, and I went up to Yamba and it was some dolphins around like 5 a.m, and that was awesome. That was a cool thing.
I think it's extra magical for us because we're from Northern Europe and there's like nothing there.
Nah.
And when you see dolphins in crystal clear warm water, you're like, oh my, this is it's amazing.
Anyway, that was a bit of a sidetrack.
Yeah. All right, going back to actually, when everyone left the beach event at the Gold Coast, we were some of the last people leaving the beach because we were working there for True Protein, and there were a bunch of dolphins that came super close, like in on the shallow.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was cool.
Yeah, no, it was amazing. Like, it was a really fun event.
Yeah. Like, how did you go with that, by the way? Like swimming and doing the kettlebell thrusters and burpees.
Yeah, no, it was good. Like, I was excited. Obviously, the first 200-meter swim was a bit not keeping my head in the water all the time, but I got too much. It was 4 200-meter swims, so the last 2 went really well. Like, I feel like I got into a rhythm and got into my breathing, and I feel like that's what it is. Like, you really need to,
especially when you do burpees and thrusters.
Yeah, your heart rate is up, and those kettlebells felt pretty heavy. Single arm thrusters. So
that was heavy for a lot of the girls.
Yeah, but it was it was basically it was a big win coming into there, and just was lucky that the water were as calm and nice as it
Yeah.
was.
It was easy conditions.
Yeah,
It was a cool environment on the beach, though. I loved it. I
Mm-hmm.
thought it was great, just running around there filming and just seeing everyone. Because it was way more relaxed than being at the stadium.
Yeah.
So a good way to kick it off.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It didn't really feel like the competition. It was just, it was just a good way to ease into it.
Work out at the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you moved on into the stadium on the Friday.
Yeah.
And did you finish the Friday?
I did finish the Friday, but I felt from the get-go that I was not really, I didn't feel like myself. I woke up coughing and stuff, and I felt really, I felt very breathless in a weird way. So the first workout were double kettlebell snatches and double unders.
Yeah, with different ropes.
And that was just, couldn't skip. I was I thought, first of all, I thought it was nerves as well, right? But then realized that I actually was just feeling really, like, I had a headache and I was just coughing, like this really dry cough. And it was just something creeping up. So unfortunately, but then, I finished the day. Yeah. Which was...
What was the second one on that day?
The second one was 20 ring muscle ups into 30 dumbbell step overs with a 32.5 kilo dumbbell.
With a single dumbbell.
And then 40 shoulder to overhead with the
32.
32.
That's heavy.
The descent of that 32.5 was, it was like, I better use the other arm. Like, it was just, I did like 5 on my right, and then I was like, okay, I do 5 on my left, and no, 2 on my left, and then like, I think most of us just did, I think Hanna did 38 on her right arm. Like, all this right arm, it was just way too heavy.
I do not have a lot of video of any girls doing much with their left, I think. Gets so heavy, especially after the ring muscle ups as well. So did you make a call then, or did you talk to Wall, or?
I talked to Wall and talked to the med thing, people there, and and just wanted to do, like, I wasn't actually, like, at that point I wasn't pulling out at all, because we had the one event left, right? So we had 1.6k run.
Yeah, on the air runner.
Air runner, and then into Fran, which increased in weight.
Yeah.
So started at 25 kilos and then 30, and then 25,
heavier,
35, 45. Yeah, got heavier as we go. So obviously that one, but I did relatively all right in Fran. The run was just surviving, but most of us girls ended up at 1,200 meters anyway.
Not many finished.
No, I don't think no one did. Even Sam Briggs.
I think there might have been a male.
Was it?
Maybe not. Maybe no one finished. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, if Sam Briggs doesn't finish it.
Yeah, exactly. So, so I was happy to finish that, and then we went to briefing the evening, and just going through the workouts for the next day, which was really fun. It's like strict ring dips. I love them, and then unfortunately, I woke up in the middle of the night with 40 degrees fever or 39 degrees, and it was just nothing that you can do.
Yeah, the body will let you know, hey.
Yeah, it was very devastating. I was like, oh,
Were you upset?
Yeah, I was so upset. I was just in bed all day, and I was just like, my God.
Oh, really? You didn't go into the stadium?
No, I couldn't move. Like, I was bedridden.
So it wasn't even a holiday?
No, it wasn't. It didn't end up. I managed to get into the stadium on the Sunday, which was cool to see the rest. But it wasn't the trip that I wanted. But at the same time, you got to look at it. It was the lead up, and maybe it was all about the swim for me. It's a big accomplishment there, and just fun to be out on the floor for at least one day. And the girls that you compete with are just so nice and so supportive. Like, it's a great community.
Did you get to meet some new girls there that you didn't really know from before, or was it?
Well, I mean, you recognize the faces, but you kind of started talking to some, and things that you just people that you just been seeing and knowing. You have an eye out.
Seen their name on the leaderboard.
Exactly. It's like putting and everybody looks so hardcore when they're walking around. Then you're like, but then really everybody's just really super lovely, and so no, Sam Briggs for sure.
She's so chatty.
Yeah, she's a legend.
Yeah. That's mad. So what's the plan go for the next few years? Are you still going to keep doing CrossFit and competing, or?
I'm going down now with the team to Down Under
Yeah.
Championship in May.
Athletic has is it 2 teams?
No, we only have one team.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 And are you competing?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm competing in there. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
So
Who's on the team?
So it's me and Georgina.
Yep.
From the city, and then Alessio and Mitch.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
It'd be good fun.
Is it a swimming event?
Yes, it's a swimming.
I think someone, yeah. So do you know what it is already, or?
The swim is 600-meter run, beach run, into 200-meter swim, into 1,000-meter run with a rope. So you need to hold on to the rope.
All 4?
Yeah.
Or, okay.
All 4.
Who's the worst runner out of the 4?
I don't know. I mean, the boys are the boys probably are pretty good. So it's either me and Georgina that's been flying off, I think.
That rope running is
hard.
So bad for the worst person, but so easy for the best runner.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's because you just got to run at a pace you don't want to run at if you're on the
exactly. Yeah, you're gonna get dragged. I think I'm alright. I'm alright. Okay, at sand running, I think, but I'll probably take 10 steps when they take 3. Alessia.
Yeah,
that's
they've got long legs.
Long legs.
Absolutely.
So no, that'd be fun. There's some events that's been released. So
yeah, and when is the event? Do you know the date?
It starts the 17th of May.
Yeah,
so it's basically a month. So yeah, need to get started.
It's gonna come around pretty quick. 17th of May. Yeah, it's about a month.
It's a good big day for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Norwegian National Day.
Yeah.
I haven't been home in Norway on the 17th of May for years. That is a mad day though. There's actually a lot of Swedes that come over to Norway just for that.
I know. Do you have a little costume as
well?
Yeah.
Local outfit. Yeah. Bunad.
Bunad.
Yeah. I don't have it here though. So.
We don't have that stuff in Sweden. It's pretty boring though.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So I got mine when I was 16, and it's pretty common that your parents give it to you. And they're expensive. They're like 2-3 grand. And it just lasts you a lifetime really. Yeah. And ours, so there's different ones from different areas of Norway, and where we're from, I actually reckon they're pretty cool. But some are not. Not great. Yeah, but I'll happily wear mine. Not here. They're hot though.
Yeah, the
Very
would be
warm.
the material will be.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap this up. We just got how are we going for time? By the way, you good?
Yeah, we're good.
All right, we'll do some more lighthearted questions for the final segment, I guess. What do you listen? Oh wait. The question was, what do you listen to in your car? But you don't have a car.
I don't.
You got a scooter.
I got a scooter.
And you're busing.
And I'm busing.
Okay, what do you listen to when you're on the bus?
On the bus, there's a lot of podcasts. So
anything in particular?
Yeah, I listen to this guy called Aubrey Marcus a lot. He has this
On the Day.
On the Day, yeah, he wrote that book, and I think maybe his podcast called that as well. But just talking a lot about it, interviewing a lot of interesting people regarding anything regarding like more of a, I don't know, what do you call it, self-improvement or like spirituality, into just interesting, just always had a urge of wanting to learn more.
Yeah.
So him and Justin Sua, and listen to
who?
Justin Sua.
Okay, I don't know that one.
He's has just really short ones that's more like empowering and just talk about different things to think about and just mindset stuff, right, for competitors and in general. And I think mindset's so important, and I think that's where most of us, that's where it all comes down to.
Big difference at the top.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big difference everywhere. But
yeah. So, yeah.
Okay, I've got a slightly more challenging question for you. Okay. The zombie apocalypse is coming. You have to pick 3 people from the gym, from Brookie, that's on your team, and you have to justify why they're on the team. Like, give us a reason why they're on.
So to save them, or so we can...
Well, ultimately for you to survive, I'd say.
Destroy, to save them. God, first one I thought about, I would obviously bring Harriet Roberts with me.
Why?
She's just funny, but
is it important to be entertained during the zombie apocalypse?
Yeah, we want to be able to train, right? So it's good to have someone that could push you, regarding that.
Okay.
What else would I bring? Oh, I would bring Hobbsy to have good chats with.
I don't know how long you guys are surviving, but
well, we bring Wall with us as well, so he might do like.
Okay.
So
So the one male is Wall.
the one male will be Wall, and he will do
poor guy.
distract them and be the first victim, so we girls can
Okay.
head off, right?
Yeah, so he'll beat him first.
Yep, he'll be in first.
All right. What's that's good. Biggest pet peeve at work?
Pet peeve.
Pet peeve.
What's that?
It's like something that annoys you, but it's not serious, like nothing like major. If someone's actually really annoying or harasses you, that's not a pet peeve.
That's not a pet
But
peeve.
if, you know, someone...
It's got a hairy back.
Yeah, or they leave old food in the fridge, or I don't know. Could be anything. Oh, hairy back for you.
Yeah, because I work with... No, that's...
Is that a pet peeve?
No, not really. I don't...
You get used to that?
Yeah, well... Yeah, for sure. Like, you don't think about it. You don't look at people's bodies in that sense, right?
Yeah, it's just work, eh?
It's work, yeah.
Yeah.
But it makes your hands numb.
Okay.
Okay, that's it.
All right, fair enough. What's the best advice you've been given at the gym?
Good one. I mean, it's probably like a simple one, just like have fun, you know, and don't expect to do anything, like be perfect with it, and just actually just repeat things and don't expect perfection from the start, you know, and just keep working on those like weaknesses or focuses and things like that. But it's more about just, something like that, I would say.
Yeah.
When you just...
Don't strive for perfection, just enjoy the journey.
Exactly.
Sounds like something like that.
That's it. That's exactly what I said.
All right, last one. What does it mean? Like, what does CrossFit Athletic mean to you, like in your life, being able to train there?
Oh, it's huge. It's such a big part of it, right? It's where I go to like release some steam and just train and just relax, and but also a way to like improve and growth and challenge myself and hang around with, be surrounded by amazing people. Like such a good way to just being social without being social in a way.
A healthy way to be social.
Yeah, exactly. Just being surrounded by people, and I realize every day if I don't go to the gym, like I don't get that endorphin kick, and I don't feel like something's missing. Like it's definitely a close place, a big place in my heart. It's really, it's
amazing to think about what your life would be like if you didn't train.
Like it's the period when I didn't train, it was just, there was something missing, right? I did a little bit of jiu-jitsu and things, but it's a completely different environment as well, but can be similar obviously, but no, Athletic has such a great coaches and great community regarding that, and I kind of enjoy now, like even if we don't have peaks, like the
peak training group,
which has been really awesome because then you can go in and do climb and Metcon and meet all of the other members that you kind of didn't really meet before. Like the first year you're so focused on your training, right? And then with the people that you just hang out with those people, but then you kind of venture out a little bit, and then going into the other classes you start talking to other people, and it's just getting to know other members, which is really nice, and so many people that's like-minded and but different in age groups, right? Like so no, it's great. I love it.
That's awesome. Let's wrap it out there, Hanna. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Sweet. Alessio's on the next one. Get ready.